There we go.
Hello, everybody. It's John Wallaesa, and the time has come to give my goodbyes, to say my goodbyes and give my retirement speech. Snuck up on me much sooner than I ever expected. Before I get started, just wanted to point out why I'm wearing a blazer, even in my own home. I figured I wore a blazer every day to school, so might as well go out wearing a blazer. And the other thing, if I wobble a little bit during the video, it's because of my legs, and weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. That's kind of what I'm going with. And I want to thank Mr. Burke, who is operating the camera for this. So here goes, and hopefully I don't get overly emotional or anything like that, but I wanted the opportunity to say goodbye even in this COVID world. All right, so after over 23 years of teaching at the same school, a lot of things run through your mind when it comes time to say goodbye. How do you condense that experience into a few minutes? Well, I spent a great amount of time during my career working with Crystal George, Lori Sage, and George Ziegler, teaching students to write three-pronged thesis. So I figured I better follow that format and stick to three main points. That way maybe people actually remember something. Although my retirement is coming much sooner than I would have ever thought, and under less than ideal circumstances, I am abundantly blessed, truly honored, and genuinely satisfied for and with my time at Freedom High School. Teaching is not a job. It is a vocation. It has been a true blessing to work in the field of education where you can potentially change a life on a random Wednesday in February. Freedom Family may sound cliche, but it is real. For the past 7 or 8 years since I started having symptoms, my friends and colleagues, my work family, has supported me with kind words, with funds towards my scooter, and literally shoulders to lean on when I needed them. Seeing two of my former student teachers, Eric Dennis and Ashlyn Gilmartin, become members of the faculty is awesome. It's good to know that I didn't mess them up too much. I also want to give a shout out to my social studies peeps. What a great department to be part of. And everybody knows we're the coolest department. It's always been amazing to me how close we've been. We're such good friends along with being colleagues. And, Donna's mindset when it came to meetings was kind of like meet less, do more. And she always trusted our professionalism and things like that. But when we did have meetings, they were always interesting and funny, especially when Billy got going. So, social studies, thank you. It's been my honor to work with the faculty and staff at Freedom High School. I think about the great mentors I have had over my career. Rich Batza, Kathy Caparasso, Bob Whirl, and so many more taught me how to be a professional and what it meant to be a good teacher. More recently, I've had the great privilege to work with so many of you who made coming to work each day an adventure. Who knew what my good friend Mike Evans might do at any given moment, for example? Love you, Mike. Thankfully, many of you are too young to remember the time when we were going through bonding exercises at Lehigh in preparation for 9th grade teaming. And my shorts fell down during one of the activities. There I stood in my boxers in front of administration, a Lehigh professor, and about 25 colleagues. It was an extreme bonding experience to say the least. On a more serious note, however, I want to acknowledge and give a shout out to a dear friend of mine. Mr. Paul Fierro. Paul is a great teacher, a bit of a prankster, and is an all-around great guy. I got to know Paul pretty well when we did calf duty together for a couple years. However, I've really gotten to know this wonderful man during visits to his home during his battle with ALS. Despite his own very serious health problems, Mr. Fierro took time to learn about my condition, CMT, and offer advice and information. I could go on forever about Paul, but suffice to say that he is an all-time great, and it's my great honor to have learned so much from him. He is still teaching us about courage, grace, and life. His Facebook posts are must-reads. Love you, Paul. Finally, I am satisfied. I can honestly look in the mirror and know that I gave the best that I had each and every day. The results were not always perfect, but I hope that I made a difference, and I am proud of my career. 8 years ago, my career and life changed forever when Eileen Seitz casually asked me if I would be the advisor for a new club that she wanted to start called Thumb. I knew nothing beyond the brief description she gave me and the assurance that it would not require a lot of time. Well, she lied. Along with Loretta Lohenitz, Bill Safranek, Bill Cicchini, Nikki Hahalis, Eric Dennis, Brendan Burke, Crystal Schmidt, Ashlyn Gilmartin, and Anna Mamaros, I have watched teenagers give countless hours, along with blood, sweat, and tears, to help children with pediatric cancer and their families. To see Freedom alum like Eileen Seitz and Kelly McCready become the student leaders for Penn State Stan has been amazing. Dozens of others have been dancers, captains, and executive committee members at Penn State University. Lexi Zaro organized a gold-out volleyball game for the Pediatric Cancer Foundation of the Lehigh Valley each of her 4 years at Moravian College. I'm not nervous, that's my hand shaking because of CMT. I have to pause a little. I'll just hold it this way. Right. Dozens of Freedom grads have served and continue to serve as volunteers each summer at PCFLV's Camp Smile. Some are seniors in college. I would like to close by citing one of my favorite passages from Scripture. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept my faith. I have kept the faith. That's 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 7, talking about St. Paul. Even though I cheated a bit and finished the race in my scooter, I feel that I put up a good fight, finished this part of my journey the best way I knew how, and have faith that God has a new path, a new starting line awaiting me. Be true to who you are. Remember, relationships, relationships, relationships. You are a great faculty. Lead with your hearts and don't get bogged down by the daily grind. Remember the big picture during times of stress and uncertainty. We work with and for people, not data, numbers, statistics, and to have a social media presence. These things may all be parts of the job, but they are not the essence of the job. Do the little things with great love, and the rest will fall into place. Thank you, best of luck, and you'll forever be in my thoughts and prayers. Goodbye.